Friday, 420 MSP. Harry here, back with Luis in the Central California zone. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. It's a nice cloudy day here. We need the rain, so nobody's going to
Yeah,
complain.
no,
Especially if
sir.
it's
Well, hey, you raised your hand with a very interesting topic. It's kind of funny. In our rehearsal, we're talking about new words in our language, right?
Mhm.
So pandemic and so on. Atmospheric river and beyond. And then you said, well, cyber resilience in the cannabis segment. Go. You have some storytelling to do.
I do. The thing about cannabis companies is that because of the federal regulations still not being out there, they're targeted more frequently than most of us think by cyber criminals because they know that these companies don't have a lot of options. For example, they can't get cyber insurance. They're
Yeah.
they're just not going to be able to get it, which means
Yeah.
that if they get hit and they have to remediate the problem, they're going to have to pay out of pocket. And a lot of the information that these companies, especially the medical cannabis companies hold are still, they're still responsible for things like HIPAA and state rules
I
on
know. I
cannabis.
know.
It's so weird, right? Because they're illegal federally, but yet they have to follow all the laws. And so a lot of these companies can get fined, can really be fined out of business if
Oh,
they
sure.
protect themselves.
Sure.
So we always talk about cyber protection and cyber resilience to our cannabis clients, like as well as physical security. Um, Fortunately now the industry is matured to the point where you're talking to adults and
Yeah.
they recognize that that's something they need to do something about. And even as we speak, we're dealing with an incident that happened overnight with one of our clients. And fortunately, we took all the precautions and we're able to, we have good solid backups so we can get them back up and running. But still, that just shows that you can do everything you possibly can, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to recover because that's ultimately the only option you have left if you get a breach.
Yeah. Well, and I think the idea that the cannabis vertical has the hot hand in terms of publicity, right? It's shiny.
Yeah.
And the conversations are shiny when I talk about some of the startup activities I'm involved in. Everybody wants to talk about it. It's just the way it is. And so that does make you a target, right? The enhanced visibility of the cannabis vertical is good and bad. And the bad would be the bad guys who are reading the same press and getting shiny
Yeah.
about it too.
And as a brand new industry, really, it's really a very technology driven industry in terms of all of the things that they do, from point of sale systems to the back end databases that they use. A lot of those are hosted. A lot of those are internet connected, so that makes them vulnerable. And it's important that we as trusted advisors have those hard conversations with them and say, hey, you need to invest in these kind of protections, because if not, you're going to be a victim.
Yeah. Have you ever, final question, have you ever gone so far, and I've seen it in our crowd, but have you ever fired a client over this kind of stuff? Doesn't have to be a cannabis client, but have you
Oh yeah.
been the proverbial fire the client because you don't want to be part of that reindeer game?
Yeah, we had a smaller client there. They were like a 10-person law firm, and we talked to them about the fact that they were reluctant to invest in what at the time was the common stuff. Like they had a rinky-dink home Linksys firewall, and we're like, no, you got to get a real firewall. You got to get real endpoint protection. You got to do all this stuff. And they're like, no, we don't want to spend the money on it. We're too small. We're not going to be a target. And we said, well, then we can't work with you, because at the end of the day, if something happens, you're going to blame us, despite the fact that, we will have, reams and reams of emails and other communications that will tell you that we tried to get you to do the right thing. And I don't want to be put in that position. So
Yeah.
I think it's best that we part friends rather than enemies.
All right, my friend, we'll see you on the flip side. And I hope to get down your way soon. My son graduates in June, hopefully in person. That means I'll be driving through your town for a cup of coffee.
Excellent. You got
All
it.
right.
Look forward to
Thanks,
seeing you.
Luis.
Take care.